Hello, ghouls. I am not a typical romance reader. However, I have quite a few romance books on my physical TBR. Why did I get these books if I don't normally read romance? I don't actually know. In my last video, I started reading some of these books. Basically, I want to read as many of these books as I can by the time summer is up, so I can move on to the more exciting books on my physical TBR during autumn, which I'm really excited for. In my last video, I finished The Hate Mail by Donna Marchetti. If you would like to see my thoughts on this book, then go check out my last video. I also... excuse me. I also started reading Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, and I am not liking it so far, only 2 chapters in. Basically, this book is about, so far what I understand from this book is we're following our main character, Naomi. She has an evil twin sister, at least that's what people call her, and she causes chaos around town. Her twin sister's name is Tina, I believe, and basically Naomi was supposed to meet Tina at a cafe. Little did Naomi know, Tina is not very welcome in that cafe. So the second Naomi walked into that cafe, the people working there and the owner were immediately like, get out, thinking she was Tina. They were like, get out, we don't want you here. I told you to never show your face in here ever again. And basically Naomi was like, what the fuck? How dare you speak to me like that? So anyway, there was a fight. The guy's name is Knox, I believe. He noticed he was wrong and he was like, oh shit, but he never actually apologized, I don't think. But anyway, Naomi grabs her coffee and she storms outside, but she notices her car is missing. How sad. So she's like, oh, I have to go find the local impound or police station, whatever, to see if maybe it was towed. So Knox, as an apology, I guess, offered to drive her. And when they get her, everyone's like, wow, she's so different to Tina. She dresses completely differently. She has different hair color. It's like everyone's shocked that she's not as evil as her sister. So that's what the guy at the impound is saying anyway. But anyway, her car isn't there, so they come to the conclusion that her evil twin sister stole her car. And like the entire time on the way there, Naomi and Knox are fighting. He's like, okay, let me just take you to the impound and you can go get your car and then I can never see you ever again and you can be on your way. So they agreed on that. But now she obviously has to stick around because she needs to find her sister and her car. And he's not happy about that. I'm not liking this so far because I can already tell I'm going to despise the love interest. If he is the love interest. If he is, I'm going to despise him. Because even, it says here, even on the cover, he's absolutely not falling for the good girl. Ooh, when will we stop? When will we stop? Okay. If I have to read an entire book where the guy is like, oh, I have to stay away from her. She's way too good for me. I can't let her fall in love with me. I'm just gonna break her heart. I'm such a bad guy. Okay, then leave her alone. Stop traumatizing her. Let her walk away. Simple as. Simple as. So, I'm hoping I'm wrong and this book isn't entirely that. Please let me be wrong. But anyway, so that's what I'm currently reading. Okay. I also think the next book I'm gonna jump into is probably gonna be Body Check by Elle Kennedy because it's nice and short, so I can get this out of the way nice and quick. Sports romance. I've never read a sports romance before, but it's such a popular genre on Book Talk, especially hockey romances. Like, oh my god, do people go crazy for these? But yeah, like I said, it's a nice short book, 284 pages. So this will be nice and quick, especially while I'm reading this book, which is it's 483 pages. So this will be like a nice palate cleanser while reading this fucking chunk of a book that I probably won't enjoy. I don't know, I'm just not really I'm just not really into the whole broody guy falling for the sunshine girl. Grumpy sunshine, not my thing. I mean, unless it's done right, it is. It's just when all he talks about is how he can't let her fall in love with him because he's such a horrible guy and whatever girl he touches, he breaks her heart. It's just books like that I can't stand because it's like, you know you're doing something bad, yet you continue doing it. Okay, I'm making a lot of assumptions here. I'm going on this whole rant based purely on assumptions. I'm only 2 chapters into this book and I don't know if this book is going to be like that. I have no idea. But like I said, it's undercover right here. He's absolutely not falling for the good girl. So I think I'm safe to assume it's gonna be like that. Bearded bad boy. He prefers to live his life the way he takes his coffee, alone. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna stop reading the back because I like to go into a book completely blind and I feel like this is kind of spoiling a lot. So yeah, so I might hop into The Body Check by Elle Kennedy and I might either continue with Falling Hard for the Royal Guard or maybe Twisted Love, or I have this completely random book here, The Hotel on the Riviera. This was another Aldi book. I randomly picked it up. I was like, could be fun, but now I actually really regret it because this doesn't sound like my vibe. I don't know, a lot of me buying books is just buying books for no reason. Like, I don't read the back. I barely look at the cover. I just grab a book and I buy it, and it's a problem. It's a problem. So I do this to myself though. These 2 books I want to save for last because they're a duology. Although you can read them both as standalones because it follows different characters, I still want to read them together. So I want to get these out of the way. I know this is a series and Twisted Love is a series, but I seriously doubt I'm going to be reading the whole series. But yeah. Anyway, what book are you currently reading? I forgot to ask. How rude of me. Please let me know in the comments. Please tell me how you're finding it so that maybe I can read it too, as long as it's better than what I've got going on here. Also, I just want to make it clear, although I don't read romance books very often, it doesn't mean I don't like romance. I just never really reach for plain romance books. I like romance when it's a subplot. Anyway, I have been ranting for so long. I'm so sorry. Let's get to reading and I will check in when I have an update. Something to say other than nonsense. So, let's go. I'm very upset to say that my fears about this book came true. The love interest is exactly how I imagined he would be, okay? He's just an asshole. Remember, ghouls, say it with me. Just because he's overprotective doesn't make him a good guy, and it doesn't mean we should like him, okay? I don't know. I'm just not into this type of man. So since I last spoke, we met 3 other important characters. These characters aren't on the back of the book, so I don't really want to talk about them since it's probably a spoiler, even though it happens kind of early on. But anyway, one thing I will say though is we met Knox's brother Nash, and he's a cop, and he's just as childish, except he's less grumpy, I guess. We also... Can I say this? Is this a spoiler? I feel like it's a spoiler because it doesn't say it on the back of the book, so I'm not going to say too much. But there's a bigger issue at hand, and it seems like Knox and Nash are just competing as to who is going to get into Naomi's pants first, and it's really, really annoying. But it's mainly Knox I have an issue with because Naomi's also interested in him for some reason. But Knox, this is a dual POV book, so whenever we're in Knox's POV, it's just he keeps saying how he's so attracted to her and he doesn't want to be and he doesn't know why. It's just he keeps saying that whenever he looks at her, his little thingy goes. That's all it is. He's just physically attracted to her. But honestly, she's no better, because anytime we're in her POV, she's kind of the same, just saying how her body gets a reaction whenever he's around. And it's like, okay, is there anything else? It's just like, it's just a physical attraction, nothing more. And that really, really annoys me. It's not... Like, it doesn't feel like a love story. It feels like these two people just want to bang each other. And in the most annoying way ever. He's so overprotective. And don't get me wrong, I love some overprotectiveness. But like, he's being too mean about it, if you get me. Like, he's just a dickhead, basically. And every interaction they have, they're fighting. She always gets herself in a situation where he feels the need that he has to step in and protect her from it. And then she gets mad at him when he does that, but then he gets mad at her for doing it in the first place and for not listening to him and blah blah blah. It's just like, I'm at the 200-page mark, so I think things are going to take a turn for the better now, hopefully. Hopefully. But yeah, so we're still trying to figure out where Tina is. Even though I'm not necessarily enjoying this book or liking the characters very much, I still am curious about where Tina went and what kind of trouble she's in. This book is too long. Like, I can't believe I'm 200 pages in and I'm not even at the halfway mark. I thought why do I always drop books? I thought this was going to be a sad book, which it might still turn into, but I just can't see myself being sad over any of these characters. The only 2 characters I like are both called Wei. So if you've read this book, you know what I'm on about. So yeah, I guess I don't really have much else to say right now other than I'm not enjoying it just like I thought. I will keep reading it though, because something about me refuses to DNF. But if I was a DNFer, I probably would DNF it. If you get what I'm saying. But I'm gonna keep going because there's still a lot of this book left and maybe things will turn around. I'm maybe feeling a little bit of hope. It's not an awful story, it's just I hate the romance, and this is a romance book. So yeah. For now, I'm not gonna pick up another book just yet. I might actually finish this one fully, because I know if I start another book right now, I probably will not pick this back up. So I'm going to try to finish this probably in the next 2 days, hopefully. Okay, I'll be back when I have, hopefully, a more exciting update. Okay, it's actually the next day now. Today is going to be a very busy day for me, so I'm going to try to read as much as I can, hopefully squeeze in an hour right now, and then maybe read a bit before I go to sleep. But I won't be filming a lot today because it's just chaos on top of chaos. So, I probably will catch up with you again tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Okay, I'm sorry. The smut scene is actually so bad. I had to whip out my mic because I actually can't. Like, I have to read some of this to you. I gasped when he pulled out of my throbbing core. Mean. I blinked and Knox's faces came back into focus, hovering over me and looking serious. You're right here when I'm inside you, nowhere else. Got me? This is actually diabolical. Okay, can we just talk about that for a second? What was that? That was possibly the worst smut scene I've ever read. I don't know if it's because I hate the main characters and they have no, what's it called? They just don't have a good connection, if you get me. It's just pure physical attraction. So this whole smut scene was so incredibly cringy, especially because he's such a man baby and he's so grumpy all the time, and I don't know. Now, I don't normally like smut scenes in general anyway, but this actually made me want to fucking throw my book in the trash. I'm like, no offense, okay? No offense. I don't want to bring any hate, but it's just that was bad. You can't write a smut scene when the two main characters just have no spark. There wasn't any spark. They just simply find each other attractive and nothing else. Or am I missing something? I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. I really didn't enjoy that. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. Good luck to me. Bye. Okay, I'm here with an update. I'm on page 283. I'm just not enjoying this book, but I also have this thing where no matter what, I cannot bring myself to DNF a book ever, because I feel like reading it all the way through just gives it a full chance, you know, like maybe, like I'm past the halfway point now, maybe in like the last 200 pages, things will turn around. Or am I just hoping for nothing? I don't know. But yeah, the smut scenes are pretty bad because I find them extremely cringy, since I just don't see any connection. So I don't read them fully. I just skim over it because I have to save my sanity. Another thing I don't like about this book is the author is trying really hard to make us like Knox, or sorry, make me like Knox, and it's just not working. And the way the author is doing that is by making him like an ultra feminist, which is okay. I love a feminist, you know, but like an example is Naomi walked into the bar and the group was talking about Knox's care packages. So she asked, she was like, what is that? And one of the girls answered saying that all of their cycles have lined up. So every month Knox creates a care package for them, which is nice. It's a nice thing to do, it's respectful, but does it balance out the fact that he's a dickhead? No, it doesn't. Now, some people might read this book and be like, oh, he's not that bad. But to me, it's just, I can't stand his attitude, and that's just that. It's not for me, but like I said, I still have about 200 pages left, so we'll see how it moves on. I can't wait to finish it. If I look tired, it's because I'm exhausted. I've been up since 5 a.m. this morning because I've been so incredibly busy lately. I think I've read about 70 pages today, so I'm happy with that. I should be able to read a little bit later if I don't pass out asleep, and if I do, then I have the whole day tomorrow to finish this book and hopefully start another book and have that book finished by Sunday morning latest, because I want to try to finish at least 2 books this week, which might be crazy, but It's 5 a.m. again. I woke up early to read. That's how badly I want to get this book done. I'm here with an update. I have officially finished Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I decided this is going to be a 2-star from me. I personally found this book very infuriating because of the romance aspect of it and because of Knox's character, which I found to be very childish considering he's in his 40s. Yeah. Why didn't I like Knox? I didn't like him because I felt like his whole character was just about being controlling and overprotective. Even when he did something really bad, he couldn't see that it was bad and he saw it as he was doing something good, even though everyone was shoving down his throat, being like, hey dude, that wasn't okay. And then he proceeded to be mad at her for being cold towards him after he did something bad. And it was like, okay, like he was getting mad at her, like he was spamming her phone, getting mad at her for not picking up, being like, where are you right now, you know? And it's just I feel like the ending didn't redeem it at all. Even if the whole point of the book was to dislike Knox and then he had character development and then he became this great guy, I didn't see it that way. I just straight up didn't like him even at the end. I also feel like I didn't sense a good connection between them. It was mainly just them bedding each other. Like anytime they were alone, they were doing it. And it's just, even when they had a serious conversation, like she opened up to him about something traumatizing that happened, straight after, like not even a minute later, he was in her pants. And it's just, didn't enjoy that. I really didn't enjoy it. And the reason it's not a 1-star is because I was interested in the overall plot aside from the romance. There was like a mystery aspect to this book with the whole evil twin sister thing, and I did find that to be somewhat interesting. I just feel like because I was already so infuriated, I didn't really care. Honestly, I didn't really care that much, and I still feel like although he opened up and talked about his past, I still feel like he didn't really change much other than he stopped being a little bit stuck up, but I don't know. Anyway, it's a 2-star. I can see why people love this book though, the whole grumpy sunshine thing, and like I said, character development. It goes through a lot of sensitive topics. It was written well, other than Knox's character But that's my personal opinion.
That's my opinion!
Everyone has their own taste in men, I guess, and he just wasn't my cup of tea. I'm so happy to have that book out of the way. I definitely need a palate cleanser, something a lot less heavy and just easy to read and quick, and just something that doesn't take a lot of brain work and frustration. So I will be picking up Body Check by Elle Kennedy. It's a short book, around 280 pages, so I should be able to have this read by tomorrow. I'm actually looking forward to going into this after reading things we never got over, so this better make me feel better. Okay, let's get to reading. I just got to page 100 of Body Check. Honestly, where's the romance? I wanted to read this book for romance. Where's the romance? So this book is about, what's her name? So Hayden and Brody. Brody's a hockey player. Hayden is a art history professor, I think. She hates sporty boys because she has daddy issues, in a sense that her dad is a hockey coach, which Brody plays for his team. So she doesn't like sports boys because her dad is a hockey coach and he spent most of his time ignoring her, paying too much attention to his team instead of her, and that upsets her. So she doesn't want a sports boyfriend because she doesn't want to get ignored like that again. So she's feeling conflicted, but before she even knew he was a hockey star, the second she saw him, she already wanted to bed him. So like literally the chapter starts off with her saying how badly she needs to get laid. Literally the first sentence is, "I really need to get laid," Hayden Houston said with a sigh. So, and then the entire first chapter is just all about just her complaining that she's not getting bedded by her boyfriend, which she's currently on a break from.
We were on a break!
I think they've been together 4 months, but they're on a break because he wants to take it slow and she's not happy with that. So anyway, she runs into Brody at a bar and they play pool. She's really good at pool. So yeah, this book is written in third person, but anyway, when he sees her, it's just it's the same reaction. He talks about how nice her breasts are, and I specifically wanted to mention this one quote. "She didn't look like the type you'd find in a sports bar, even one as upscale as this. Sure, her body was out of this world, but something about her screamed innocence." Okay. I don't know about you, but my first impression of Hayden is definitely not innocence. Especially when he described the way she's dressed. I didn't quite get innocence from it. Not to be rude, and she's definitely not innocent anyways. They agreed to a one night stand, and just immediately smut scenes. The smut scene lasted 2 entire chapters and I was already over it. So, well, like, that there is kind of a plot. Like, she's not even from this town, she's just visiting her dad because her dad's going through a divorce. So there is kind of like a plot on the side, and there's also some talk of bribing and stuff, but it is mainly just them lusting over each other. And anyway, after their one night stand, he's like, "Can I get your number?" And she's like, "No, this is supposed to be a one night stand." And he's like shocked because he's not used to rejection, and he took it personally. He was like, "Wait, no, please give me a chance." And she was like, "No." So she walked away, but then they meet at his practice and she finds out that he's a hockey player playing for her dad's team, and he again keeps like begging her to go out with him. He's desperate. So they go to the pub again, smutty, over it. No real connection, no real romance. So now she's debating whether she wants to get back with her boyfriend or if she wants to continue having this fling with Brody. So she's currently trying to decide. And I'm currently not liking this book. So yeah, there's my update. I have officially finished Body Check by Elle Kennedy. So I actually discovered something about this book that I probably should have looked into beforehand. But when you look at this book on Goodreads, it says that it was released in 2024, which is technically correct. But this book was actually first released on March 1st, 2009. But it was later revised and expanded and then re-released in 2024. So this book is actually Elle Kennedy's first shot at a hockey romance ever, apparently. So that explains a lot, okay? So I didn't enjoy this book. And I was actually looking at some Goodreads reviews, and a lot of people have the exact same opinions as me. The beginning just came off too strong. It was just smutty right from the beginning, and she was already desperate to find a lover in bed. Another thing I didn't like about this book is the question if you're in a relationship with somebody and you go on a break, does that mean you can sleep with another person and not tell them about it and not fully break up with them before doing so? In my opinion, that wasn't okay. It wasn't okay for Hayden to do that, and it wasn't okay for her to be like, oh, I don't know what I should do. I don't know if I should go back to him or if I should pursue this new thing that has happened. And honestly, I don't think she realizes that it was a very bad thing to do. I mean, she knew it was bad, but I don't think she realized how bad it was, because in my eyes, it's very much cheating, because a break isn't a break up. I didn't respect that. I didn't like that. And the romance, in my opinion, was lacking because it was just mainly physical attraction. And I actually tagged a page here to prove my point. So basically, he was trying to convince her that he wants something more than just a fling. So she was like, what do you see in me that makes you so sure you'd want to pursue this? And he went on by saying, your green eyes that have been knocking me out since the second you strolled up to that pool table. Okay, that's nice. But then he says, the silky brown hair that keeps making me want to reach out and touch it. Or these tits that I can't get enough of. Or maybe these lips that keep begging me to taste them. So that's what's convincing him that he wants to pursue a romantic relationship with her. Okay. He did bring up that he likes her intelligence also. So I was like, okay, a bit redeeming. But then he went on and ruined it by saying smart women turn him on. So, definitely ruined it for me. So after that point though, so that was like roughly at the halfway point where I marked that, I think. Yeah, it was roughly at the halfway point where that happened. It did get a little bit better as it went on. I did like the kind of mystery aspect to this book with the whole bribing situation. I was curious to find out how that would end up being resolved. So I did like that aspect of this book. However, for a romance, it just wasn't romancing. So I think I'm just going to end up giving this book a 2.5 star. It was just too smutty in my opinion, and that is just a personal preference. Of course, there's some people out there who would absolutely love it, which is okay, but I didn't. I just feel like they weren't soulmates. You know, like she kept saying how she wants a soulmate, someone to build a future with. I just didn't see that with them. I saw them as just two people who find each other physically attractive. Like that was really it. Because now that I think about it even more, it's just I don't think I've ever heard her say anything about him that wasn't just about his appearance. She did mention how she liked that he was at her side and that he was there for her, but like is that that it. Like she didn't necessarily ever compliment his personality. At least I don't remember her doing that. And with him it was kind of the same, although he did mention a few times that he liked her intelligence and that she was really smart, but like not very often. It was just mainly them complimenting each other's appearances and not being able to resist each other and that kind of thing. So it was very, very lustful and I didn't really enjoy it, but it wasn't the worst thing ever either. So let's just leave it at that. 2.5 stars. I actually ended up reading this in one sitting, and honestly at the start I was kind of losing my sanity a little bit. So at that note, please subscribe. Each subscriber goes to me regaining a bit of sanity after having to read these books. Thank you. Anyway, that's it for this week's video. Please let me know what you thought. I know it wasn't the most exciting little vlog ever. If you could even call this a vlog. I don't think I left my house at all. Yeah, it was kind of a boring week, but it was also a busy week, and I again had to wake up at 5 a.m. this morning so I could read this book. I read it in one sitting, and I'm just glad I got to finish 2 books off my TBR this week, and I will probably continue to read some of the romance books on my physical TBR. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm definitely more looking forward to the rest of the romance books on my physical TBRs. So I'm glad I at least got these 2 out of the way that were disappointing, because I don't think the other ones will be as disappointing, or at least I hope so. I'm actually quite excited to read them, especially after 2 disappointing books. I just need something good. So anyway, that's where I'm going to leave off this video. If you would like to see more content, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And once again, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss future videos. Okay, so until the next one, bye!